What's up, everyone? Good morning. Welcome back to the live streams. I hope you all had a great weekend. Good morning, Rich M. Good morning, man. I am sorry for starting the stream about 5 minutes late today, but I was somewhat tired after a very long weekend. So let's start taking a look at the charts. I just pulled these up moments ago. I got up about 20 minutes ago, so excuse me if I'm a little tired right now, but looks like we've got some people in the stream already. So welcome, everybody. Welcome. Good morning. Hope you all had great weekends. And we're going to be watching Sundial pretty closely today because Sundial actually bounced off of 70 cents this morning in the pre-market, which is actually a very good sign. It has officially closed the gap. If you look, you can see that the gap has been closed. So the highs here and the lows here have met. The gap's been closed. Sundial can start moving up again now that it's finished off that pattern right there. So we're really hoping that that's what's going to happen today instead of Sundial moving down. The fact that it bounced off of 70 is also really good, right? The fact that it bounced off of its long-time support level at 70 cents and so cleanly and is now up over 2 cents off of that bounce. Very good stuff. So good morning, NJ. Welcome to the stream. Hope you guys had a great weekend. My weekend was very fun. My weekend was very relaxing, but also jam-packed with activities and very little sleep on the weekend. So I'm a little tired right now. I might need to make a little cup of coffee or tea or something. I'm looking at it, thinking about it. Might do that in a couple minutes. We'll see. We'll see how I feel after a couple more minutes of having been awake. I just woke up somewhat recently, so we'll see. It looks like the markets are doing well in general. The S&P is getting close to, I think that's all-time highs. I'm pretty sure that would be all-time highs if they broke 472. It looks like they're going to open around 471. They break 472, that's all-time highs on the S&P. So it's not that that's rare. If you look at the past year, that happens pretty much every day, but exciting nevertheless, right? For anyone invested in the S&P. I like to invest a little bit in an S&P index fund just because that seems like a pretty safe, pretty reliable way to get gains over the long term. Probably not the most efficient way to get gains, but somewhat decent, right? I like to put a little bit in there, just like I like to put a little bit into cryptos, which it looks like have been relatively stagnant over the weekend. I haven't noticed too much of a fluctuation. It looks like they've just been bouncing between 57 and 59,000 on Bitcoin. So we actually did just have a little bump up right here in Bitcoin price. Just ever since 8/24, we moved up somewhat significantly by about 1,500. It looks like maybe 2,000. Yeah, about $2,000 on Bitcoin, 2,000 gain on Bitcoin. Good morning, Ambition. Good morning. Hope you had a great weekend. But yeah, Bitcoin has been moving up quite a bit. So interesting. We'll have to see if Bitcoin is ending this downtrend that's been in for the past couple of days. We'll see. This might be the beginning of something good for Bitcoin and cryptos. We'll see if it is. I think what happened with Shiba Inu over the weekend. Past 7 days. Okay. So Shiba Inu might be moving up also. Very close to breaking the downtrend on Shiba Inu as well. If we can get up above 45, well, we might have actually just broken it. Actually, looking at the highs over here. Yeah, Shiba Inu looks like may have just broken that little downtrend they were in over the weekend. So we'll see what happens with it. We'll see if Shiba Inu can come back. And I don't know about new highs on Shiba Inu. What do you guys think? That would be tough. I mean, we fell about 50% off the highs to the lows. I'm pretty sure it was about 50%. So down to 42 all the way down from 84. So yeah, it was a 50% drop on Shiba Inu. I don't know. Can we come back? Can we double from where we fell to? I don't know. Maybe we can. And then how much further can we go after that? Who's to say? I'll just keep holding my Shiba Inu because it's a very little bit. So we'll see what happens with it. But PHUN, I am looking for PHUN to make some kind of move over the next couple of days. It looks like, well, actually, let me check out Funcoin and see what happened with Funcoin, because that could be a really good catalyst for funware looking forward. Let's see where it is. Where can I trade it? Securitize, I know that. So let's see. Here we go. Securitize. So I've not started. Maybe we could actually find it on Coinbase. We might be able to find Funcoin on Coinbase now, if it started tracking it. No, it hasn't started tracking Funcoin yet. That's too bad. But I expect that it'll be interesting when it does. It'll be interesting to see how Funware's stock changes with the coin price, because If you guys remember, when I was looking back at Funware's market cap, the market cap of Funware was lower than the market cap of Funcoin when they launched it. So I don't know what happened with the price of Funcoin since, but at least at launch, the market cap of Funcoin was more than double the market cap of Funware. So we'll see. And Funware actually owns more than 50% of the Funcoin. So I think they own 70% of it as of launch. So 72% is what they own. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, if people were really valuing the company according to the value of the coin as well, then they would then the market cap of Funware should double. So we'll see what happens with it. Obviously, people aren't going to double the market cap of this just because they hold a coin that they just created. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. And for those of you who just joined, I was discussing Sundial a little bit earlier. It's very good to see that we are bouncing strongly off of 70 cents. We're up to about 2.5 cents since that bump off of 70. So very good stuff. Very clean bounce. A lot of volume on this bounce. I mean, it dwarfs the volume that we saw on all the other bars. It looks like we had a nice drop down of about 1.1 cents, hit 70, ton of volume came in, 320,000 shares traded on this bar. And the next bar we opened up somewhat higher, around 71, very close to 71. So we'll see what happens with Sundial over the course of the day. The hope is that Sundial will start back on an uptrend because Sundial has officially closed the gap right here. The highs and the lows have met. So officially that pattern, which had a 92% chance of happening, which it did happen. So hopefully that is done. The fall has occurred and we can start moving back up. That's the hope, at least. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Sundial today. Let's see if is there any news on TD Ameritrade. I don't believe there is. Doesn't look like it. Okay, doesn't look like any news on TD Ameritrade. Nothing new. We're just waiting for a couple of big kahunas to come out with Sundial. We're waiting for legalization. That would certainly bump them up quite a bit. And their next earnings call could really be pretty good now that Alcon is really starting to become part of their business and they're starting to know how to manage it. I'm expecting their next earnings call to blow this one out of the water, and this one was incredible. So we'll see what happens with Sundial. I expect hopefully an uptrend after we've closed this gap. You never know. We might touch 71 or two more times. We'll see. But I'm ready for Sundial to start moving up. That's what I'm waiting for. And I will most likely be getting a cup of tea. I'll be right back, guys. For those of you who missed the beginning of the stream, I am very tired. I woke up maybe 30 minutes ago. So it was a long weekend. I got very little sleep. But I will be right back, guys. Right back. Hold up 1 second. 1 minute. Okay, there we go. The tea's heating up, the kettle is warming, and Krishna asks, when would legalization happen anytime soon? Well, it's very possible. It's very possible. Let me pull this up. Let's see if we can't find it. So, okay, we've got a couple things to look at here. There we go. So, first off, we've looked at this a couple of times, but there is a Republican-led bill to legalize and tax marijuana that emerged somewhat recently, and I believe the final version should be out, if not now, then sometime very soon. But also, just 3 days ago, DC lawmakers hold joint hearing on marijuana legalization bill in anticipation of end to federal bans. So let's take a peek at this. Washington, D.C. lawmakers on Friday held a joint hearing on a pair of bills to authorize the legal sale of recreational marijuana and significantly expand the existing medical cannabis program in the nation's capital. Okay, so I think this might just be a D.C. hearing. I don't know if this would affect the whole country, but we'll see. The District's Council Committee of the Whole, along with the Judiciary and Public Safety and Business and Economic Developments Committee, took testimony from about 100 people on the legislation over the course of several hours. They heard numerous recommendations on the legalization proposal, ranging from enhancing social equity provisions to ensuring that medical cannabis patients continue to have access to their medicine, to establish regulations for hemp and CBD products. While D.C. voters legalized the possession, home cultivation, and gifting of adult-use cannabis in 2014, a congressional rider has blocked the district from using its tax dollars to implement a regulated system of sale. So this is just discussing D.C. legalization, so not actually nationwide. All right, so this isn't as exciting as the article made it sound, but it would require 50% of tax revenues from the sales to be deposited into a community reinvestment program fund. Interesting. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I am somewhat hopeful, right? I'm maybe more hopeful than I should be, considering how politicians tend to go, how they tend to act. But I think that, a lot of people want this thing legal, and it's only a matter of time. I think it's only a matter of time because it is a popular movement. And at some point, we're already seeing it with Nancy Mace, right? Nancy Mace is the one who is proposing this bill to legalize marijuana. I think she's going to get a lot more voters, next time she's running for something. I think a lot more voters are going to flock to her just because they know that she might actually be on their side, right? Because she's doing what the people want. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think that it's only a matter of time, just because if politicians want to stay in the game, they're going to have to do what people want eventually, right? As long as some politicians are doing what people want, others will have to change their behavior and do it a little bit as well, even if they don't really want to legalize it, right? That's what I think, at least. So Jack Wolf, or Shiny Man, good morning, man. And Jack Wolf says, Dems block anything Republicans offer. Very possible. They might try to block it. They would be a little hypocritical, but we'll see. And what we got? Andrew S. So now we fill the gap. Are we targeting above 96 or whatever the previous resistance was? Thank you and enjoy your show, Rob. I appreciate that, Andrew. And yes, I would be hoping that Sundial would be taking this nice bounce off of 70 cents right here, and we would just start a solid uptrend, basically the exact opposite of what we have been doing over the past 5 days or so, right? I would hope that we would now start moving back up, start potentially making new highs from where we last pumped up to, right? I guess 99.96 cents. That would be nice if we could get up above $1. Especially before February, I think 2nd or 7th, somewhere around there, is when Sundial may be getting delisted unless they file for an extension. But that's a ways away, right? That's a couple months away. We've got some time on that, but they should get above $1 before then, right? If we don't want a reverse split, then we should hopefully be seeing them get above $1. So hopefully we'll be bouncing off of 70 cents, starting a solid uptrend, a nice V. That would be nice. I wouldn't mind that. And Adam Walsh, Biden taps Powell for Fed chairman. Does taps, you got rid of him? Is that what happened? And Krishna Akijan doing well pre-market. Let's take a peek at OCGN. OCGN, yeah, it's not bad. Not bad considering where it closed. Yeah, not bad. So, Ramin Perez, morning, Rob. Hope you had a good weekend. Let's hope a strong week for Sundial. Need a sign of decent support. Yeah, I think that 70 cents could be acting as that support already. I'm hoping that's the case. We're at 73 cents. Or no, we're at 72.3 cents right now, and we did have a fairly strong bounce off of 70 on pretty significant volume. 320,000 shares traded this minute, and that's very significant for after hours, considering that the rest of the minutes around it, you're seeing maybe 100 shares, 1,600, 1,500. You see 28,000 here, sure, 400, 200, 479, 900. So those 320,000, that is significant buying pressure at 70 cents. So that might be an indication that 70 is going to hold very strongly for us. Maybe we'll hopefully we've already started an uptrend and we're not going to test 70 again. We'll see, though. We'll see. And Shiny Shinyman, ASTR has good news. ASTR. Let's see. So, Astra Space. Is this one of those space? Yeah, well, obviously, Astra Space is probably one of those space companies. It looks like they've got good news. So, Astra rocket reaches orbit. Nice. Nice. Very cool. So, that happened. Yeah, they reached orbit on their rocket launch. Very cool. Very cool. Now, let me finish off that cup of tea. Let me grab that cup of tea real quick. I'll be right back. Just hold tight 1 second, guys. Okay, I am back. There we go. Hopefully not too many people got bored while I was gone. All right, back here I am. All right, so let's see. ASTR has good news. Christopher Wong says, let's go CEI. Well, let's take a peek at CEI. Is it back up above 140? Looks like, oh yeah, wow, that's crazy stuff. I was not paying attention to this one over the weekend, but geez. Looks like in after hours, they moved up quite a bit, back up above 140. So anyone who nabbed CEI stock, congratulations, especially if you were up at 4 a.m. and sold it at 180, because that is up quite a bit. Here, let me readjust my chair real quick. But yeah, CEI did incredibly well, and it looks like they'll be opening around 140. They're going to be struggling with that. We'll see. We'll see what happens at the 140 support/resistance. It's acted as both over the past while, but very interesting stuff. I wonder if Zach Morris tweeted about this over the weekend. That could have run this one up, but we'll see. Let me go to Twitter real quick. So, let's see. Zach Morris. That's what helped CEI run up last time. So we'll see if he mentioned anything about it. Nothing from Zach. Nothing from Zach. So who knows? Who knows what ran this up? If there's any news for it. Okay. They disclosed communication from NYSE American. All right. So received a letter from NYSE American, the exchange, in response to the company's request for an extension, by which the company is to file outstanding financial reports. Okay. So they're currently not in compliance, given the company failed to timely file the following reports. The K10 for the 9-month transition period ending December 31st, Form 10Q, and another Form 10Q. Interesting. So they haven't been filing their paperwork, and the SEC's mad at them for it. And now that they are requesting an extension, people are hoping the stock will be doing better. Very strange, very strange. I'm not sure why a company wouldn't be filing their paperwork. I don't love the sound of that, but the fact that they're filing an extension, maybe getting back in good standing with the New York Stock Exchange, that could be good for them. And let's see. So Sundial is sleeping, and when they buy it, it's over. Yeah, I think so. I think that once those share buybacks start rolling in and we really start reducing the float by a little bit, that could be very good for them. And Stacks 200 TTV says, "Hey Eric from that 70s show, what's up, man? What's up?" Definitely get that a lot. I definitely get that in the comment section somewhat frequently. So, let's see. So, Ren Zokuken Game says, love Sundial. And Stacks 200 TTV says, Sundial definitely doing the buyback. Yeah, I think that it's only a matter of time, right? I mean, now that they see maybe Sundial was responsible even for this increase in shares right here. Let's see. I don't think there is any news, but I'm not sure exactly when they have to announce their share buyback. I believe it's before they do the buyback. So Guns, Cats, and Radio says, does Dogecoin have any chance to go back above 50 cents? I mean, it has a chance. It definitely has a chance. If we can take a peek at Dogecoin real quick, but it definitely has a chance to go back up above 50 cents. Will it in the next couple of days and weeks and months? I wouldn't expect it to anytime soon. It's been a while since it's been that high. But eventually, I think, if people start using it more, maybe if Elon continues tweeting about it, we can see the past couple of times he's tweeted about it. I'll pull up his Twitter. It hasn't had that big of an effect on Dogecoin price. Let's see what he said. So, all right. So he's commented a little bit. About 9 hours ago, he said, at least 50% of my tweets are made on a porcelain throne. It gives me solace. Model S plaid is sick. I aspire to comedy. All right. But he has been tweeting about Dogecoin somewhat recently. So let's see. No, not too recently. It looks like it was a bit ago, but let's see if we load up all of his tweets. Here we go. So October 31st, he said, am thinking of starting a new university, Texas Institute of Technology and Science. Tuition is in Dogecoin, and you get a discount if you have a dog. So if we look at October 31st, let's take a peek. October 31st, I'll pull up the Dogecoin chart right here. October 31st was right here. So we actually saw a small run-up. And I'll try and zoom in on that. Right there. This is probably around where Elon tweeted. So what time did Elon tweet it? Let's see what time he tweeted that out. He said that on at 2:20 p.m. And then Dogecoin at 2:20 p.m., which is around here, continued to run up from 27 cents to 28. So it hasn't had the biggest effect as of late. But if he potentially did something like that and actually started accepting tuition in Dogecoin, that could certainly help boost Dogecoin's price up. We see it a lot with cryptos, and we see it a lot with cryptos that oftentimes they run up quite a bit, and then it can take a long time. We can even exemplify this with Dogecoin. What's happened with them? I mean, sometimes in the past it took years, right? Bitcoin ran up all the way to 17,000, 19,000, I think actually, yeah, in 2017. Of course, that's when I bought some, and then proceeded to move down to 3,000 and sat there for a long, long time. It took a while. It took until 2020. Until it started really moving up again and actually broke its old highs. So it could be a while before Dogecoin gets up to 50 cents. But, if it follows the previous patterns that other cryptos have and continues having enough support behind it, like Bitcoin and Ethereum do, then no reason it couldn't. No reason it couldn't. So Sharon Maclasso says HMBL, and CHK. Silver says, I'm thinking Bill Ackman pulled some stock from Lowe's. He's a big investor of Lowe's. I think he's getting ready for a drop in markets. It's possible. Yeah, a lot of people are considering that there may be a drop in the market sometime soon. So a lot of people are thinking about that. But Sharon, HMBL, let's check that out, see what it's all about. HMBL. Wow, yeah, this one's pumping up, it looks like. So they hit highs of 75 in the pre-market, and now they closed around 59. Now they're going to open up around 63. Interesting. So, what happened with him, though? George Sharp returns to Humble as capital markets advisor. That's the only news that I can find. And forwardly arranges for $2 million in non-dilutive debt financing. Will commence exercising Humble warrants. Oh, okay. Okay, so who knows what's moving Humble up, but who knows where it'll actually open. It looks like they hit highs of 75, but that was on relatively low volume. So we'll see what happens with Humble Stock. And CHK, I think, was the other one. CHEK. CHEK, there we go. Yeah, CHEK, it looks like, is bouncing as well. So both potential plays for today. CHEK has been on a bit of a downtrend, though, and they just had their earnings, which actually looks like they were boosting ahead of earnings. Wow, FlexForce. FlexForce owned 40 Ethereum when it was $6. Then the exchange Quadrix CX was frozen. Can't retrieve a single penny. Huh. Quadriga CX was frozen. Wow. That's horrible. Yeah. I didn't know that they could. So wow. So are they just freezing exchanges and not letting people take off their coins? I don't remember. I've not kept up with too much Ethereum news. I don't know if that was a big deal when it happened or not, but that's crazy. And do you know if it's ever going to get unfrozen? Because 40 Ethereum right now, you'd be looking at 160K, about more than that, actually. Jeez. So Sir Lucius Squigglesworth III, when it comes to PROG, I stay bullish. See you guys on the moon. Yeah, PROG, it looks like, let's see, we had a little bit of volatility in the after hours. We got up to 520. We hit lows of 470, and now we're opening up. It looks like, oh, the first bars, I didn't even notice it was 930. But yeah, we're starting up. And I will point out, guys, real quick, just because I like to point this out at the beginning of the stream, that we have currently 100 viewers of the stream and 39 likes. You guys know already what I'm asking for. Now we have 40 likes, but potentially we could get that up to 50 or 60. We could get maybe, 10%, 20% of the people on the stream hitting the like button. That would be much appreciated. But what we're hoping for even more than an increase in likes on the stream is an increase in the price of Sundial and PROG as well. We're hoping that both of these, potentially we're hoping for PROG to get up above 5. It doesn't matter as much right now what the short-term price action of PROG is. Let's see. Because the December 17th call options are still relatively unpopulated, but we are above 5, so good stuff. We just got 22,900 call options in the money. And we have some call options actually expiring on the 26th. So later this week, we've actually got a decent number of call options. Not that many, but these are weekly call options, so obviously they're going to be far less numerous than the monthlies. But not bad stuff. Not bad stuff to see for PROG. Hopefully over the next month, we'll have a lot more people. Hopefully we'll have a lot more people getting into PROG. So Ambition, give them the DWAC news over the weekend. Let me pull up the story, actually. Let me pull up that story. So, Dow Jones, no, where is the... what was that person's name, Ambition? What was the name of the person who pulled out? I'm trying to pull up if there was an actual news story about it. I'm trying to get that on screen. So let's see. Was it Orlando who did that? DWAC founder. I can actually pull it up. I think I've got the comment right here. I think I've got it right here. So let me pull up stuff that I have responded to already. And SPAC Yunhong International Co., whose CEO is also behind the Trump Media SPAC Digital World Acquisition Corp., plans to dissolve and liquidate. So let me search that. YUNHONG. Some people have interesting names. Yunhong International. Liquidate DWAC. Let's see if that pulls anything up. So, here we go. Hopefully, all right, Seeking Alpha is, of course, being annoying as usual. Maybe Business Fast will have something better for us. Here we go. Let's find the source. All right. So it is unfortunately a Seeking Alpha article, which I'll show you what happens when you click the Seeking Alpha article. It just pulls up this thing that wants you to make an account. I hate making accounts for Seeking Alpha. I've done it before. Let's just I'll make one real quick. Okay. So hopefully it will accept this as an account. Of course, they need a confirmation link. Jeez, seeking alpha. Well, regardless, that's the highlight of the news. You guys got that. So the highlight of the news is someone in let's see what DWAC is doing. Oof. All right, now, interesting story, guys. I actually sold some DWAC. I sold some DWAC when I saw it had broken below the 55 support. I sold some at 51.50, I believe, and I'm looking to buy it back around potentially 45 or 40. And yeah, it does not surprise me right now that DWAC is dropping a bit. But that's what happened with DWAC. I saw it fell below the 55, and it had been acting as such a solid support for us for the past while that I suspected, hey, if we can break through the 55, we could be moving a bit lower. And it looks like we are. It looks like we're breaking through 50 right now in a fairly strong way. So looks like that was, at the moment at least, not a bad decision to sell at 51.5. So we'll see. Hopefully DWAC doesn't take off without me. I'll have to keep a pretty close eye on it, make sure that it doesn't just start skyrocketing while I'm out of it. But the hope is that I can pick some up around 45, just get my, not necessarily lower my cost average, but protect some of the capital, right? Hopefully get it around 45 or 40. We'll see if we can get down that low. We're at 49.45 right now. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. Hopefully it will stay, dip a little bit more before taking off. Obviously, it may have been a bad trading decision to get out at 51.50, but when you break such a key support like that, I just looked at it at the end of the day and I was thinking, man, you never know what can happen. You never know what can happen over a weekend when you've broken support, and it looks like nothing horrific price-wise happened. We did end up opening pretty much exactly the same price where I'd sold out, but Sundial dipping pretty hard. I don't like seeing that, but as long as we don't break below 70, I'm not too worried about Sundial. If we did, that would be really bad news. Sundial is still printing share. Is Sundial still printing shares? Says Walza Rizvi. Whirlza Rizvi. Is Sundial still printing shares? No, they are not printing shares. They're actually going to start share buybacks. They're going to start buying back shares. Why we're dipping right now in such a big way? Who is to say? Who is to say why we're dipping right now? Hopefully this will be a short-lived dip, right? Hopefully we won't get through 70 cents. I really don't like the look of this. Not the best to see with Sundial, but PROG is doing decently well. PROG is doing decently. So yeah, Whirlza Rizvi. Yep, you're welcome. I said it. I tried to say it right. I tried to get the names correct. But yeah, so Sundial's not printing shares. They are actually doing share buybacks now. So that is good news. They're going to be buying back shares. And I wonder when they are going to start the buyback. Sundial stacks 200 TTV. Yeah, I'm sure they'll announce it, right? They'll probably announce it. They probably have to announce it before they actually buy back the shares, since they are the company and would be buying back their own shares. So, Vivi Ruddock, what happened with DWAC? Well, two things happened. One, it broke below the 55, which was acting as very nice support for us, and then we can see if I can pull up a story like this. So, here we go. DWAC sister SPAC Yunhong International plans to liquidate. So, without having read the Seeking Alpha article, I can try to pull it up. So anyways, it looks like a sister SPAC was liquidated by Patrick Orlando, I believe. I believe it was Patrick Orlando. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So not great news for DWAC. We'll see how far this drops it. But we're down 4.2% on the day. Looks like Sundial might be getting a little bit of a bounce right now. Might be getting a bounce off of 70.2 cents. We'll see. We'll see what happens with it. We're getting some decent volume coming in. Increasing volume, actually. So this is not bad. And the fact that we are starting to move up again isn't looking bad for Sundial. And Con Nijuyan, morning, man. Good morning. And Silver says, Sandman settled with $250 million with CNN. Kyle could sue 6 networks. Take that average from Sandman and multiply by 6. He will be an instant billionaire. Wow, that would be, nice for him if he. I think he He was innocent on all charges, I'm pretty sure, is what the court case findings came out with. So congratulations to him. And Diddy WD says check BBIG. Let's see. BBIG, yeah, okay, up 7% on the day. We're getting decent volume coming in, and we were at highs of 454. So it looks like, okay, ahead of their earnings call, people are expecting a little something from BBIG. They're hoping that BBIG might be boosting on earnings. Maybe they've been doing well. We'll see. We'll see what happens with BBIG over the course of the day, up 8.5% now. So it's doing pretty good. The earnings will certainly be interesting to see. If they've done anything noteworthy this quarter. We'll have it revealed to us soon. Looks like their past couple of earnings haven't been great. Unfortunately, they have been losing decent amounts of money the past couple of quarters. But we'll see what happens this one. Now that they've got maybe something going on with the Tide dividend, who knows? Who knows what's going on with BBIG as of this quarter? But we'll see what they announce at the earnings call. That should be interesting. And Zach Taylor says, between DWAC and metals, I am down bigly right now. Welcome to inflation fantasy land. Yeah, for real. Let's see, what's gold doing right now? GLD is down 1.59%. That's not good. I don't like that. Jeez, yeah. Gold just took a tumble. Yeah, that's how it goes. So silver. Yeah, silver is down 0.7%. That can't be good. What's Barrick Gold doing? Barrick Gold is down 3%. I really don't like the look at that. Don't want to look at my Robinhood portfolio because that's where I have the metals. And silver says it's like holding a beach ball underwater. Hold. I'm still holding. I'm still holding. I'm just hoping it comes back soon. So Ambition 2020, DWAC to 48, Zach, super yikes. Ooh. Yeah, wow. And what's happening with PHUN? Is it following DWAC? Yeah, it's following. It's following along, even though it's trying to become more of a crypto play at this point. PHUN is trying to enter the crypto space, so we'll see what happens with it. If it can't get out from the potential downtrend that it's been trapped in over the past while. From 5, it looks like, and they've been moving down since. They had a little rebound here off of 320, but we'll see what happens with DWAC. And Silver says, sit on cash, buy physical when the metals drop soon. And Andrew S says, just bought the 550 calls for end of the week. Let's go PROG. We're not that far off from 550. Those could potentially be in the money. Let's see the 550 calls. 55 or 60, so you'd need it to be at $6, about around $6 to get in the money on that. So not bad, very possible, very possible. We were above $6 just a couple of days ago in the pre-market, so we'll see what happens. And Zach says reality will kick in eventually, referring to gold. Yes, I hope so. It can only be kept down for so long. I mean, hopefully it kicks in today and we start moving up, but man, we'll see what happens with it. We are actually, it looks like we got a little bounce off 169.30, so we'll see. I mean, maybe this will turn into the V that we're hoping for, but, I've seen this so many times. It just got pushed down so many times in the past, and we have been on a nice uptrend over the past little bit, but that doesn't mean that it's going to continue. Obviously, there are a lot more of these big dips than I would like in gold, right? It certainly seems a little bit forced almost. It's like every pre-market basically. I mean, take a look at this. Every pre-market, as we open up, we just get pushed down huge. It reeks of manipulation. All of these moves down right at the beginning of the day. I certainly don't like it on gold stock. Same thing's happening again. So, yeah, that's gold for you. That's gold for you. It doesn't mean I'm not going to hold it. I think it's definitely a good hedge against inflation when the reality really sets in, like you're saying, Zach. I'm thinking that gold is going to be doing pretty well. So Silver says paper stocks are my last strategy. Gobble the physical for down the road needs. Yep. And Noble H, good morning. Good morning, Noble. I did have a good weekend. I did not get very much sleep, so I have a little tea with me to keep me awake. Even last night I didn't get much sleep. It was a long weekend, but a very fun one. So, all right. And Joseph Agnello, disappointed in Sundial, as am I. I was hoping that this bounce off of 70 would have kicked us off and got us moving. It looks like we actually just instantly returned to 70. cents per share. So hopefully Sundial, we won't be moving below that. You never know, right? Sundial has had long history with 70 cents per share. If you look back at the past 90 days, ever since we broke below it. First of all, we used it as support a couple of times, but ever since we eventually broke below it, it started acting as more of a resistance for us, and we would burst up above it before getting pushed back down pretty quickly. And that happened a couple of times at 70 cents per share. So where are we? There. Let's find that again. Okay. And we tried getting past it here. We tried getting past it here, and we kept getting pushed down. So it really has built itself up. And then we kind of bubbled up under it for a while before we actually broke through and continued playing at it for the next couple of days before the massive pump up that we saw to about $1 at our highs. And since then, we've been sinking. We'll see if 70 can hold us. It has certainly held us down in the past. Hopefully, it will hold us up now. So we'll see. Shahazad Warich. Good morning, man. Good morning. And ambition, my Robinhood account is not stealing from the rich, giving to the poor today at all. Yeah, mine isn't either, I would guess, if I were to look at it. I don't want to look at it right now. And Charles, this is time to sell GameStop. I've never been in GameStop. I'm not so sure, but what's happening with GME? Oh, it's up 5%. It's doing good, actually. So that's what's up with it. Okay, and you're thinking maybe it's time to sell now that it's up. Huh. Well, potentially. I mean, if you want to take profits, if you'd rather take profits above 240, where it is right now, as opposed to, I mean, for a while ago, it was below 200 not that long ago. So potentially a place to take profits, but this could be the beginning of a bigger run-up, right? If we are moving up this big. I'm not sure what is going on with GameStop. I typically don't pay too much attention to GameStop and AMC. I don't pay the most attention to them, but if it is running up, I mean, not a bad place, right? Regarding where we've been in the past, it's pretty darn close to some of the highs that we've seen, week by week at least. But on the day, we've certainly seen higher prices. We'll see. I'm not in GameStop, so who's to say where it's going? But let's see. And Diddy WD, why don't you sleep? I just get kept up sometimes. People are hanging out. I went to a concert last night. That kept me up a little bit, but just a lack of time during the day. And oof, looks like Sundial's breaking down below 70 cents. Not what we want. Ooh, that's not ideal. PROG, on the other hand, is holding up above 5, so that is good. But Sundial taking a bit of a tumble down to 69 cents. Jeez. Just getting killed on Sundial. So Silver says markets closed on Turkey Day and Black Friday. They'll be closed on Thanksgiving. But Black Friday, I think they're open for. So I think it's a 4-day trading week. I'm pretty sure it's a 4-day trading week. Unfortunately, guys, though, I will after Thanksgiving, I'll be out of town. So I won't be making any videos on Friday. I won't be doing the live stream. So on Friday, I think the markets are open. I'm pretty sure. Let me check. Let's see. So, let's see. Holidays. Yeah, so they will be open on Friday, I believe. Yep. There we go. So they'll be open on Friday. They're not open on... We'll pull this over here. So they are closed on Thursday, the 25th. So in 3 days from now, Thanksgiving, they'll be closed. But there's nothing mentioned here about Black Friday. So my assumption is they will be open on Friday, but I will not be. I will be gone. I'll be closed myself. I'll be out of town. So Ambition says, don't look. Yeah, I'm not going to look at the portfolio. Not for a while. Not for a while. We'll see if by the end of the day it can look a little bit better. But Shahzad Warich. Hi, wish is all-time low now. Good opportunity for buying? Well, yeah, some of these stocks have been hitting all-time lows recently. Down to 411. Yeah, Wish has just been dropping ever since it got below 450 just about. It's been making all-time lows. So potentially, let's see. Wish, and I think it was Clove, was also hitting all-time lows. Yeah, Wish also, or Clove getting very close. And Hood, is Robinhood also? Yeah, Robinhood also hitting all-time lows today. So a lot of these stocks, a lot of these growth stocks, people are selling off, which is potentially why Sundial is taking a bit of a dump as well, down 4.7%. Not too happy about that. That is not great to see. But it looks like BBIG, out of pretty much everything that we're watching, is one of the few greens. And CEI, of course. CEI back up above 140, so CEI doing good. But potentially, if you're in wish for the long term, that could be good. That could be good for CEI. And DDWD, can you check FAMI? We will look at FAMI. I'm holding some FAMI, but yeah, FAMI's been dropping too. It dropped below 30 cents. So it bounced off at 25, all right. And maybe we're going to start moving up. It's up today, actually, so not bad. It's up since the close. We'll see if we can't get back up above 30 cents on FAMI. But yeah, a lot of these growth companies have been just getting dunked on over the past couple of days. You can see the past week or two, they've been getting destroyed. So we'll see what happens with them. I'm thinking it can only last for so long. I think that growth is typically the best thing to be invested in unless we're entering big recession, which we might be. We might be, but until that actually happens, I believe in growth for to an extent, right? I think that it's good to have a decent amount of growth. So Shiny Shineman, DWAC better release should be coming out soon to boost the price back up. Ooh, that could be good. So DWAC, it looks like we've been falling to 40. Okay, we hit lows of 46, and we've been bouncing up since then. So we'll see what happens with DWAC. Hopefully, yeah. When is that beta coming out? Let me take a peek at that. So Silver says, "Did you get the DWAC beta invite? I signed up, but no response." Huh. So let's see. Let's see if there's any news out for it. So it is set to launch for invited guests November 2021. So there's only a couple of days left before it could potentially be launching up. So we will see. And DiddyWD says FAMI has volume today. Let's take a peek at that. So yeah, actually quite a bit on this 30-minute bar, at least much higher than what we've seen in the past. So yeah, that's DWC. Let me take a peek at FAMI. Yeah, we're getting some volume. We're getting some volume on FAMI. We're getting a decent bit. Nothing crazy compared to what we've seen in the past. It's significantly higher, actually. It's somewhat significantly higher, considering that we still have 8 minutes left of this bar right here, and we've already beaten out the initial bar on most days. So not bad. Yeah, typically though with FAMI we do see at least in the past bit we've been seeing a spike up the second bar of the day. So we'll see what happens. If that pattern continues, that could be good. FAMI could be moving up. We're up 3.86%, and it looks like 4.85% now. FAMI's doing good. So we'll see. Shiny Shinyman, I'm long on DWAC because any price below $100 is a discount IMO in the long run. Yeah, I think that over the long run, it could be doing quite well. I am attempting to get a slightly lower average cost, though. I would like if we could actually dip down just a touch more, maybe to 45, 40 bucks, somewhere in that range, to pick up some shares at DWAC. I think that could be a good potential place. A lot of people might be looking to buy. It looks like we are actually. DWAC is the one that we've been experiencing relatively high volume on in comparison to what we've seen in the past. So very high volume on DWAC. We'll see. We'll see if this could kick us off into something good. And what's happening with Sundial? Well, we're dumping below 70 cents and hopefully not staying below. But it looks like at the moment we're at 69.79 cents. Hopefully we'll be moving back up above 70 and start using that as an actual support instead. I mean, we kind of used it as a support for a couple of minutes until we broke through, so barely even used it as a support. It really didn't help us that much at all, other than in the pre-market, we did have a nice bounce off of it. But we'll see what happens. Just because you break through doesn't mean you never rebound back up, right? We'll see. We'll see. And Noble H says, ASTR, they launched into orbit. They launched into orbit up over 25% today. ASTR, that's right. Yeah, I heard that they had a successful launch. They got into orbit. Yeah, so good for them. Up 40% on the day, actually. It looks like, I mean, did that just happen? No, yeah, so up 40% on the day, it looks like. So good for them. Good for them regarding where they closed. They're from 956 to 1339, 1340. Really good stuff for them. And it looks like PROG is bouncing off of $5 a couple of times. We'll see if that continues. But PROG is actually the number one on Wall Street, or on Reddit at least. Number one stock on Reddit. And right below GameStop, which is also popping off over the past couple of days. So interesting that PROG is able to beat GameStop on Reddit, even though Reddit is essentially the home of where GameStop really came from. So we'll see. We'll see if that continues. And it looks like Sundial might be testing the 70 cents right now. Hopefully we're going to get back up above. But we'll see. Let's check the Ortex. I haven't checked the Ortex on Sundial. And we'll take a peek at PROG. So looks like there are a couple more shorts entering Sundial. 1.88% more shorts are getting into Sundial stock, maybe contributing a little bit to the push. But overall, probably not the root cause. So PROG stock. Let's see what happened with shorts. So up 2% on PROG stock. They just keep finding shares, and as soon as they find shares, they short them. I think they're very worried. So DWACW. My initial warrants are at $2, lol, so I'm averaging up. Initial warrants on which stock, Zach, are you talking about? On DWAC? Because that's incredible if you got the warrants at $2. Jeez. That's super freaking cheap, man. That's nice. Yeah, super great deal on those warrants. That's crazy. Yeah, considering they're at 16 now. DWACW. Wow. Yeah, we're looking at that. Whew. Yeah, those warrants, those are printing right now. Even considering the fall, you're up 8x on those warrants. So incredible stuff. And Sundial moving back up. That's what we like. Hopefully staying above 70, not getting bounced off. Decent volume. Okay. Yeah, we're seeing some decent volume here. We might get to a million shares traded this bar, and we're moving up decently. So we'll see what happens with Sundial. I'm hopeful for it. You never know which bar is going to be the bar that moves us up. But Matt Handbag says, thoughts on Gala crypto? I will take a peek at Gala crypto. Let's see, Gala. Gala. Okay, so it's trading at 41 cents per coin, and over the past 7 days, it was at one point trading at 9 cents per coin. So it's about 4x'd over the past 7 days. Over the past month, it's about 5x'd. And over the past 3 months, it's about 20x'd, or almost 20x'd. And it's recently just been taking off. So what's the deal with it, though? $2 billion market cap. Let's see. AMD printing calls today, but let's see. What is Gala? So, set to correct after signaling bearish divergence on the RSI. Sure, whatever. What's Alexandria? Okay, here we go. So, what is Gala Game? Oh, is this a gaming crypto? Gala Games, an interesting addition to the blockchain gaming industry. Yeah, so I believe that a lot of these gaming cryptos have been doing decently. They've just been putting out games, and I think that you can buy games with the cryptos. I'm not entirely sure. They buy and sell in-game items over its built-in marketplace that uses the crypto, and I guess people will buy the crypto too, just for fun to invest in. But man, I don't know. I think this might be a short-term, a little bit of a hypier thing. These gaming cryptos, I'm not as bullish on them as some other people are. I think that it's nice that they have utility, though. That is nice that there is a place, a dedicated place where you can use the cryptos and all that. But I'm a little skeptical on the fact that, they're making games in-house, right? And they're making these games and then using the crypto to buy in-game items for them and all that. I think that, if they were really popular games that people liked, that could be good. But the fact that they're just kind of random games that the company made themselves and might not be that good, It's less enticing to me. I mean, potentially some of those companies, some of the gaming crypto companies, are going to make a couple of really cool games, and those will take off and be huge. But I think it's risky, right? It's risky, and if you have an eye for games, then maybe you can try to pick out the best ones and figure out which crypto is going to do the best because it has the best game on its platform. But I think that can be tough. That can be tough to do. So we'll see what happens with it. So we've got 115 viewers and 64 likes. Now, if everyone liked the video, I will point out, if everyone liked the video, we could easily get to 100 likes, but we'll see what we can do. Maybe we could get up to 75 if we got 11 more likes. That would be appreciated, everyone who's listening to the stream. If you guys could take a second and just hit that like button, get us up. We're at 68 right now, so we've already started boosting the like counter. We're at 73. We're only 2 likes away from our goal of 75. Maybe we can run it up to 80. Maybe we could get to 80. We're at 79 now, so 1 away from 80. And like I said, we've got 115 viewers in the stream right here. We could easily get it to 100 if everyone took a second to hit the like button. But we'll see. We're at 82. And I will stop harping on about the likes in the stream. And DDWD says like. That is the last thing I will mention about like in the stream. And AMD at all-time highs, says DDWD. So AMD, let me pull that up. AMD right here. So yeah, 161 for AMD. Jeez. AMD is a beast over these past couple of months. It's just been running up. And honestly, over the past 2 years, it's been a massive beast. And over the past 3 years, it's been a huge beast. It's just constantly skyrocketing on AMD. AMD is doing incredibly well. And Matt Hambag says some good points. Thanks for taking the time. Sure, Matt. For sure. I am interested in those cryptos, but a lot of them seem to have taken off lately. So I don't know. I mean, it's certainly possible that they could continue to run up. Definitely. I mean, there's always a lot of hype in the crypto space, and these certainly seem like the newest, hypiest things. So they certainly could continue to run up, right? They tend to run up a lot further than you think when something gets really hyped up. But we'll see. So Rich M says Black Friday is racist, potentially saying it sarcastically. I don't know. BHP and Woodside merging, says Silver. Oh, BHP and Woodside. What are those? Should those be companies that I've heard of? BHP Woodside. Let's see if there's a merger. Okay. BHP Woodside approved $12 billion investment in Australian gas project. Interesting. So, let's see. Bloomberg, of course, won't let me read it, but BHP Petroleum. So, okay, this could be good for them. A lot of these oil companies are likely to be doing well. BHP Petroleum merger with Woodside. We're merging BHP's petroleum business with Woodside to create a global top 10 independent energy company by production. Nice. Okay, that's good stuff. Oil's certainly been doing well. Pretty well. Fairly recently, oil's been doing very well. Likely due to inflation. So we'll see. I mean, any of those companies getting in big on the oil space, the more leverage you've got in the oil space, the better at the moment, right? As long as oil's getting expensive, it certainly helps to have more supply and be able to sell as much as you can while it's high. So big miner with 8 dividend with annual dividend. Okay. And Tyler Mike, did you hear about Uber stock today making deliveries for cannabis in Canada? That is really cool. Let's see. What is Uber doing? First of all, so let me check this out, Tyler Mike. Uber. Okay. Huh. Look at that. So Uber enters booming cannabis market with orders in Ontario. Thank you for pointing that out, Tyler. Very cool. Very cool stuff. So Uber Technologies will allow users in Ontario, Canada to place orders for cannabis on its Uber Eats app, making the ride-hailing giant's foray into the booming business, a company spokesperson said on Monday. Uber Eats will list cannabis retailer Tokyo Smoke on its marketplace on Monday, following which customers can place orders from the Uber Eats app and then pick it up at their nearest Tokyo Smoke store, the spokesperson said. Okay, so wait a second. So customers can place orders on the Uber Eats app and then pick it up at their nearest Tokyo Smoke store. I would have thought that Uber would be delivering these. So Uber, which already delivers liquor through its Eats units, has had its sights set on the burgeoning cannabis market for some time now. Its CEO Dara told the media in April the company will consider delivering cannabis when the legal coast is clear in the United States. With more than 3 years into cannabis's legalization of recreational cannabis, the company is trying to fix its alien pot market where illegal producers still control a large share of total annual sales. The partnership will help Canadian adults purchase safe legal cannabis. All right. So I'm confused about this. It says Uber Eats will list cannabis retailer Tokyo Smoke on its marketplace, following which customers can place orders from the Uber Eats app and then pick it up at their nearest Tokyo Smoke store. So I'm not sure. Are they actually delivering cannabis, or are they just letting people order it online and pick it up? And LMAO, the way you say Ontario, I don't know how. Let me look up a pronunciation of it. Now that we're worried about how we're saying words, so Ontario. Let's see.
Ontario.
Ontario. Okay. All right. At least that's how Google wants me to say it. I forget what I said the first time. So, Ontario. Okay. Needs an agent. Thank you for that. Still illegal to deliver weed. Okay. So interesting. So you can just order it and then pick it up at the store. Interesting. And Zachary Stockwell, come on Uber, place Sundial on your list too. I hope. And auto code Sundial stock mostly traded in dark pools, 66% today. Jeez, the dark pools. They never quit with the dark pools. Can't order delivery yet. Says needs an agent. Yep. That's what we've gleaned. And you got it almost. Ontario. Hopefully that's somewhat close. So Flux4 says no. He disagrees potentially with the pronunciation of Ontario. And auto codes. I was going to read your message, but it got deleted. Oh well. Shinyman smart. So Shinyman says, Zach, I've been averaging up on DWAC too. Bought in at $11. Nice buy on that. Nice buy on DWAC at $11. I'm hoping for a little bit of a further dip so that I could buy back into DWAC potentially in the $40 to $45 range. We'll see what happens with it throughout the course of the day, though. Much better. You have it now. I appreciate that. I got it. Ontario. I'm from Ontario. Gets delivered straight from Canada Post, says Flex Force. Wow. Huh. So I guess we're getting conflicting reports, but at least this article was saying that it gets booming cannabis market with orders in Ontario. At least that you just pick it up at the store. So what are all these messages? I'm getting a whole lot of text messages right now. Hold up. Who knows? A lot of people are texting me for some reason. So the government is allowed to break its own rules. Oh, so the Post can deliver it. I see. So the Post delivers, but Uber is not allowed to deliver yet. So the government's the only one. Interesting. Wow. So that's too bad for Uber. I'm sure Uber would love to deliver it if they could. But that's fine. But still, for those of you who have just joined the stream, what we're talking about is Uber enters booming cannabis market with orders in Ontario. So they are allowed to post cannabis on their marketplace and allow customers to place orders for it on the Uber Eats app, which is an interesting app for it. Uber Eats, I guess maybe if you're buying edibles, it makes sense. And then you can pick it up at the nearest Tokyo Smoke store. So they aren't quite allowed to deliver it yet, but you can place orders. And Ambition says, Soccer Mom's delivering weed in future. Just wow. Yeah, I mean, they'll probably be delivered. Yeah, certainly. At least in Ontario, they will be. So Abstract, good morning, man. It's going well. I was a bit tired earlier this morning. Didn't get that much sleep over the weekend, but I've got some tea with me, so I'm doing a little bit better now. And something that I just noticed when I looked over at the screen, which is very interesting, is that we are currently sitting at 96 likes. That means we only need 4 more likes to hit 100. So if anyone would like to be one of the 4, feel free to hit that like button and be one of the 4 that brought us to 100 likes. And that would be much appreciated if you guys wanted to do it. But other than that, that's all I really have to ask of you guys. So if you wish to do it, it would be appreciated, but no pressure if you don't. So life-changing money or life-changing moves, says Silver. About Shiny and Zach. Yeah, life-changing moves. Life-changing moves. That's what we're hoping to make. And wow, we actually boosted up quite a bit. We got to 120 likes. So thank you guys very much. That was a much bigger boost. It looks like 26 people. We're at 122, 26 people like the stream instead of 4. So Abstract says, nice, smash the like button. Why not? I appreciate it, Abstract. And Abstract says, I feel that I never get sleep, man. If I'm not working, I'm making music. Oh, wow. Wow. Nice. I think, yeah, you've been talking about some people being DJs on the stream. So that's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, but geez, it's tough getting sleep. I mean, you'd think it would be easy. But sometimes the schedule just doesn't work out. So Noble H says PROG help. PROG is dipping, unfortunately, quite a bit. We were holding above 5 fairly nicely for a bit of the initial morning, but now we have fairly moved down in a fairly straight line, actually, unfortunately. So that's not what we want. I sure am getting quite a few texts. I need to silence this phone. This is it's buzzing too much for you guys. There we go. Marijuana is good for sleep, says WD Diddy WD. I believe it. I've not used it for that, but I certainly believe it. In that day pre-market, it was up $10 to $16, bouncing, then explosion. And by John says, just like your thoughts on MMAT metamaterials. Yeah, well, I've discussed MMAT metamaterials a bit, so they are down a little bit on the day. And they have been trending down a little bit, but I think that this could be a good long-term hold. I definitely want to look more into them because I don't quite understand exactly what it is they do. I mean, obviously, I know they make some materials that are useful in industrial processes, but I don't really get the nitty-gritty behind what those materials are, how useful they are, if they're going to be widespread enough to make it. Let me pull up MMAT. So we want the metamaterials.com. Here we go. So obviously, they do pretty cool stuff for aerospace, energy, medical, automotive, but I'm still not sure. Well, we can take a peek at their products. So holographical optical components, that sounds useful. AR fusion for smart augmented reality eyewear also sounds useful. I'm not sure how close any of these are to actually being completed and sellable products. Glucose monitoring, non-invasive, all right. But it certainly sounds like a company of the future that could be doing very well if they stick around, if they continue getting funded well enough to remain on the markets and all that. If they don't go out of business in the meantime before they're really reaching peak profitability, then I could see them becoming pretty big. And $4 per share. Let's see what the market cap is on MMAT actually, because that matters a little bit more. But you can see they've about 10x since their lows of 42 cents per share, I should say. But I will take a peek at MMAT, Metamaterials Inc. So market cap of just over 1 billion, 1.15 billion. So not too high of a market cap, potentially one that I might like to get into. Let me take a peek at metamaterials and see what we've got going on. They might be a decent buy, but let's see. Okay. I'm liking the look of metamaterials. At least on Robinhood, the price is looking not bad. And then, yeah, it's looking like a tempting buy. I might have to get in a little bit of metamaterial into my portfolio. Let's see. Do I want to do it? Yes, I think I do. I will probably buy a little bit, right? But here's the plan. I'm going to show you guys the plan. So, let me just do this real quick. So, I might buy up maybe 5,000 or 500 metamaterial shares. Let me just do that real quick. So, and here's the plan, right? I'm looking at the options that they have listed for metamaterials. We'll show you guys actually on this screen. I'll let you guys look at the options. But the options on MMAT, if you look at the January 21st options, you could sell the $5 calls. Right now we're trading at $4.09. So you sell the $5 calls for 55 cents each. You get 55-cent protection to the downside. You get to ride the wave all up to 5. So let me just buy this real quick. Limit order. I like doing the limit orders on Robinhood just because 4.09. Oh, well, we got to buy at 410 now. All right. That's what we'll put as the limit in. All right. So blah, 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 500. Review, swipe up. Okay. So, of course, did the price rise right above 10 cents as soon as I put my order in? Yeah. So if that drops 1 more cent, then I can get in. But the bid is $4.10, which it's actually my bid, by the way. That's my bid, most likely. At least one of my bids is in there. My bid is one of the bids at 410. So we'll see if we can't drop just a touch more. Just get down and fill this order. We're waiting. We're waiting for this order to fill on MMAT. We'll show you right there. We're waiting for it to fill 0.500 on MMAT. But I'm certainly liking the potential to trade options. Okay, and Zach Taylor says, Justin White House to nominate Federal Reserve Chairman Powell for a second term. Brr. Yep. Oh, man. Do I have to update this order to 511? Or to 411? I might have to do it. Nope. Hold up. Looks like MMAT's dropping the touch. Come on, just a little bit lower. Just a little bit lower. Go down just a touch. 1 cent is all I need you to do. Of course, now would be the time when it would skyrocket and explode. We'll see. So, what's the name of the stock? MMAT. And solid play on MMAT, Rob. I appreciate that, Noble. I think so. All right, there we go. We got in. We got in to MMAT, the 500 shares at 410. So, decent buy on that. All right, now. All right, Robinhood's trying to sell advertisements to me. No, I don't want that. So trade options. I can now go in to... All right, I want to sell. I'll show you guys this. Sell the $5 calls right there. And it's going to be a 55-cent premium that I collect from doing that from each one. So I'm going to sell 5 for 0.55. So I'm able to collect a credit of 275 if that would focus. Hopefully that will focus. Of 275, somewhere right there. You guys see it. Hopefully that's 275 right there with a 500 MMAT as collateral. Swipe up. And there we go. So now I have -5. So now I have -5 contracts. And even though it says 5 contracts, it's -5 contracts and collateral of 500 MMAT. I got a credit of $275 to my account. So I'm protected 55 cents to the downside. MMAT could drop to, I think, what is it? 455, I'm pretty sure. 455, I think that's it. 355. It could drop to 355, and I would be break even on it. So I'd be break even at 355, and if it goes up to $5 by January 1st, then so be it. I'll keep holding it. Or I guess it would execute the contract actually if it moved up above $5. But if it doesn't, then I'll just whenever January 21st hits, I'll just sell some more contracts. So that's in about 2 months, and 55 cents. Let's do the math on that. Let's do the math on what annualized return that would be. So 0.55. 4.1 is what I spent on it. So divided by 2 times 12. So, if I just did that, that's, I think, even just collecting the premiums on that, if I just collected that every month, it's an annualized return of 80% per year. So, not bad. Not a bad trade. When I saw MMAT, it looked like the kind of thing that, here's actually how I figured, or why I figured MMAT would be a good one to do this with, right? MMAT, one, company of the future that I wouldn't mind holding over the long term if it ended up dipping. Because I had been hearing about it a lot. You guys have been talking about it, and I appreciate that. Also, MMAT has a very volatile, I guess, aspect to it. And so the implied volatility is fairly high on it, right? Let's see. The implied volatility, yeah, all over 100-something percent for the January 22 calls. So very high implied volatility. That means the options are going to be expensive. So maybe not the best idea to be buying options, but selling options is great. The stock, obviously, is fairly volatile itself, but let's find a good chart for it. Let's see. It looks like they did, or will potentially be finding some support at 4. Let's hope. And even if they move down to 3, it could take them a bit to do it. It looks like 3 is the all-time support that they've got right there. Somewhere around 3, maybe 280, 290, somewhere around there. So 3, I don't see them moving too far below 3. Obviously, I would be down on a little bit of money, but this is a company I'd like to be in anyway, so... So Abstract Artemis, what happens if the options expire and the price doesn't go up or down? So glad you asked about that. So that's what an ideal situation almost would be, because the options would expire and the price, maybe it just stays at 410 the whole time, right? It just bobs up and down and ends up being at 410 when the options expire. I just get to keep the $275 they sent for selling those options. So I get to keep $275 and nothing happened. The price just stayed the same. So that's why selling options is so cool, because you make money offering the people the option to buy your stock for a much higher price. So there are 3 ways that this could play out, right? Either MMAT could stay the same and I get to hold on to the premium for selling those options. MMAT could move up above $5 and end above $5 on January 21st. In which case I would have to hand over my MMAT shares, but people would be paying me $5 a pop for them. And I bought them at 411, so I'd still be making a profit on the shares, and I'd be collecting the premium from those options. And the third option is MMAT could move down significantly, and the options I still at least collected that premium from, so I still got money from selling the options, but then the MMAT shares are worth less. So there's a couple of ways it could go, but I'm happy with that trade. I think that's a good one. So let's see. I've missed quite a few comments, it looks like. So I've missed quite a few comments, it looks like. Jeez. So Stephen Orr says MMAT over 200 patents. And Beach Ball underway, shiny. Love this live stream. You do a great job, says Mercenary SWAT. I appreciate that. And Silver says Rob is legit. Noble says MMAT is definitely a long-term play. Other companies' stocks are triple digits. Jeez. And Joey says, is Germany going to legalize MJ, and will that affect the price of Sundial if they do? So I don't know about the price of Sundial. It might help it out a little bit, right, just out of sympathy. But let's see what happened with TLRY, actually, because Germany legalizing cannabis would actually be better for TLRY. Let's see if Germany actually... Okay, so here we go. So Germany set to legalize marijuana nationwide after major parties reach agreement. Party leaders in Germany incoming government coalition have reached an agreement to legalize marijuana nationwide. The legalization legislation is expected to be introduced during the upcoming legislative session. It will also provide a broader drug harm reduction service and restrict advertising of tobacco and alcohol along with cannabis. So, as it stands, personal possession of marijuana is decriminalized in Germany, and it looks like they'll be fully legalizing it. What's the date on that, though? So when will they be fully legalizing it? Let's see, do they say? I'm not seeing a date when it will actually happen, but I guess they'll be doing it soon, I suppose. Probably sometime in the new year. This year's almost over. But it looks like the parties reached an agreement, and obviously politics move slowly, so we'll see what happens with it. But I don't know if it'll be hugely helpful for Sundial. Sundial doesn't really have any business in Europe. TLRY does. TLRY has, I think, a distribution center in Portugal, however you say it. So TLRY could be benefiting from this. TLRY, unfortunately, though, it looks like is taking a bit of a dump alongside Sundial. So we'll see. And Jay Bonilla asks, Rob, what are your thoughts on CEI? So CEI. I'll take a peek. It looks like we are using a $1.40 as support, as we had hoped to do. If you look back over the past couple of days, we had struggled with it in the past, but we actually hit up 180 earlier in the pre-market. Now, CEI stock ended up pumping up big way in the past because of Zach Morris, right? Its big run-up was mostly attributed to Zach Morris tweeting about them, pumping them up. They were already on a bit of run-up. Also, people were hyping it up because of rising oil prices. But mostly, it was a run-up play and potentially a short squeeze play at one point until Carousel Capital released a big short report on the 5th of, I believe, October, and dumped the stock way down. So since then, we've been struggling, but we could come back. We might. It's going to be tough, right? I think that the best catalyst we could have going for us with CEI is if Zach Morris starts tweeting about them again. The last time he tweeted about them, let me see if I can find, I believe this may have been it. When we moved up from 140 to 180, this move right here, I think he tweeted about them, and they instantly shot up pretty big. So that was the last time he tweeted about them. It looks like we've bounced up again. Actually, we've gotten a pretty good move going over the course of the after hours. It looks like we were doing pretty good, and since then, we've been struggling a little bit, but we'll see what happens with it. Hopefully, we'll hold 140. So, Mercenary SWAT, Sundial to the moon, debt-free. Yeah, Sundial debt-free, doing share buybacks. We're waiting for those to really kick in and start moving them up. But what's interesting, though, I will point out right here, is GME hitting highs of the day just a couple minutes ago. 246 right there. And Tesla up 4.5%. Who would have expected it? Moving back up, almost hitting $1,200. We'll see if they can do it today. But very cool stuff for Tesla. Very interesting that they're able to do this. I wouldn't necessarily have expected it from them, but it seems like they're doing pretty well. I wouldn't have thought. I mean, is Elon done selling his shares? I've not kept up with that, but maybe Elon's done selling. Maybe he's tired of selling Tesla. He wants to buy up something else. Maybe he wants to buy back Tesla. Maybe he just wanted to sell Tesla and pay taxes on that and then buy back into Tesla. Who knows? Who knows what his plan was? But his company's certainly doing good now. Tesla's moving up. So Abstract says, can we hack Zach Morris's Twitter and tweet about Sundial? That would be nice. That would be nice. I think that would be great for Sundial. It'd be great if Zach Morris started tweeting about Sundial. It would be cool. I mean, anyone big tweeting about Sundial would be nice. I'd take Elon. Elon might tweet about it, maybe. I could see Elon tweeting about Sundial. He did not long ago. Let me pull up his Twitter. He actually said something. He made a little joke about not Sundial directly, but let's find Elon Musk right here. So, what did he tweet about? It was something about 420, I believe. So there's a couple of tweets. One, he said, due to inflation, 420 has gone up by 69. That's not the one, no. That's not the one. We got to find his other tweet. Where could it be? It was before he talked about selling Tesla, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe I'm misremembering. But I could have sworn it was something about. Maybe it was that 42069 tweet. Yeah. Oh well. I guess it's gone. Sorry, Elon. I think maybe it was the 42069 tweet. Anyways, any reference to weed from Elon is good. And Elon does like weed. Yeah, I watched him smoke it on the Joe Rogan Experience. And Jay Bonell, Rob, I just bought more Sundial. Elon should tweet about SNDL while on Rogan podcast with a joint in his hand. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be good. Live tweeting about Sundial with a joint in his hand on Joe Rogan. That would surely help out Sundial's price a bit. That would definitely help out. I'd even just be happy to have Elon go back on Joe Rogan. I think that would be a good thing. That would be very nice. So Silver says, I think Elon is buying DWAC since DWAC will use Starlink rather than other 3D parties, or rather than other third parties that shut Trump down. Well, I know that Trump and Elon were somewhat friendly. I know that Tesla and the Trump administration certainly got along, so it could be. It could be. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. It's like a TikTok or a reel on Facebook where the title is always saying that, Trump says we need to protect Elon Musk, and it's the same video where he just talks about protecting the great minds of our time right now, and and he mentions Elon as one of them, so he says we got to protect him. But interesting. So potentially, maybe he might. I don't know what kind of game Elon is playing with his money. I don't know where he's going to put it. Maybe. So Abstract, have you ever seen the video where Elon is interviewing himself? One side of is smoking a joint, and the other side isn't. Oh yeah. Yeah, people mash up the Joe Rogan clips and do funny stuff with them. So yeah, I've seen something like that. I've seen a couple of those kinds of videos. There's a bunch of clips like that of Joe Rogan actually, not talking to himself, but talking to the guests in very strange ways. So, I'd like to show that kind of stuff, but I'm not sure what the policy that YouTube has is on if I could play another video. I know people do reaction videos and all that and post that on YouTube, but I'm not sure what the deal is. If I could play another YouTube video, or if that's not allowed to do that on the live stream, or even to include another YouTube video in my videos, because I would like to show you guys some interesting stuff. Honestly, not too much of it is stock market related. It's more funny stuff, but it would be interesting to be able to include that every now and then. But I'm just not sure what the policy is, and it's I don't know if there's anything too clear cut. So let me look that up real quick. We'll see what okay, so YouTube will now let creators play pre-recorded videos during live streams. No, that's not what we want. That's not what we're asking about. So no. I'll look into this later. This seems like a deep topic to research, and probably best that I look into it pretty thoroughly, because it could be a copyright issue or something like that. So Elon said a month ago to get out of Facebook, find alternative. Interesting. And Mercenary SWAT says, what do you think about AMC? AMC, so what do I think about AMC? Well, long story on AMC. AMC, I bought... actually, no. I never bought a share of AMC. I got into AMC a while ago because of a referral stock, which actually I will pull this up if you guys are interested. I will pull up the opportunity that I am providing you guys to get $50 for free. All you've got to do is click here. Let me pull this up. The link in the description of this live stream, and you will get. Let's pull up M1 Finance real quick. So there is $50 waiting for you. Just sign up and fund your free M1 account. So in the description of this live stream, there is a link, and you can click it, and you will get $50 cash for signing up and funding your M1 Finance account. I think you just have to sign up, and I think it's $100 that you have to fund it with, and then they give you 50, so an instant 50% return on that $100. You don't have to buy any stocks with it. You just have to put it in the account, and you can take it out after it gets deposited, but you get a free $50 for doing that. So you may as well. If you want a free $50, it probably takes 5 minutes to set up the account, and you can use the link in the description of this video and any of my videos that are recent. You just click right here, M1 Finance. It takes you to M1 Finance, the Finance Super App, and there's a free $50 just waiting for you. So in this live stream, you could do it if you want. But, whatever you want to do with it, guys. If you guys want to do that, then that is an option. That is an option. And Abstract says it's hard to find information about what YouTube allows on live streams. It sure is. I know that obviously people on YouTube make reaction videos and all that. I know that they make reaction videos, but I'm not sure if, I'm not sure if they've gotten permission ahead of time to do that or what the deal is. But I'm just not willing to risk it at the moment. So, geez, Sundial is down 6.69%. Sundial, please. Do you guys still have hope in Sundial? I'm down 500 and not feeling too good. I'm not too worried about Sundial. I've been in Sundial a long time. I don't love that we're blasting through 70 cents. That certainly doesn't look good. Not going to lie about that. Does not look good that we're blasting through 70 cents. But Sundial, like I said, long-term hold for me. I'm not too worried about Sundial. I think that we could be doing good. As soon as we get another catalyst coming for us, I am still surprised at how many shorts are just piling into Sundial stock. Let me pull this up. So Sundial growers, of course. Let's log in again. So, oh boy. Okay, well, Ortex we got logged out of. Let's see. What email did I use? Hold up. I'll be right back, guys. Need to figure this out real quick. 1 second, guys. 1 second. I'll be right back. So. Okay, there we go. We're back in Ortex. Nice. Okay, so Sundial. Let me just pull that up. Every now and then it's annoying when stuff logs you out, but I guess they got to do it for their security and all that. So, Sundial. Sundial is up 2.84% short interest-wise on the day. It just keeps surprising me that we've still got 333 million shares short on Sundial. Obviously, there are some institutions that have a vested interest in keeping Sundial down. I mean, that's the only explanation I can think of for why we have been moving down over the past couple of days, because Sundial's been doing very well. They have a ton of cash. They've got, they're going to be doing share buybacks, and it does not make much sense why Sundial's getting pushed down other than the fact that it's probably being manipulated to the downside. I mean, down 7% today makes 0 sense. So, Mercenary SWAT says, fastest way to make a quick $50. Yeah, that's with the referral link in the description for M1 Finance. So you're right about that, Mercenary Spot. And Rico says Sundial will be worth the wait. Will erupt soon. Diamond Hands Rob says silver. Yep. Beautiful dips. And average down. And everyone please buy PROG, says Alan C. Do not sell. Yeah, I mean, it's actually PROG has been dipping. We've not been paying too much attention to the charts, but Sundial's been dipping, PROG's been dipping. And GoEv up 13.49%. Wow, says Hero. Yeah, and KTM for life, entire sector getting kicked. Yep. The EVs. Oh, we haven't checked the EVs actually. LCID. Let's see what Lucid's doing. Down 1.6%, but it rebounded actually. Look at that. It made a little bit of a rebound over the past couple of days. It got back up. We'll see what happens with Lucid and Rivian. I wonder. Rivian's moving down more, down 8% on the day. Yeah, Rivian definitely seemed a little overvalued. Especially when it got well over 100. Right when it was at 179, it was seeming very frothy. But maybe it'll return to a more reasonable price with how many vehicles they've delivered and all that. So, Abstract, how's crypto doing? Haven't looked today. Crypto's doing not horribly, right? Bitcoin's down 1.5%. Ethereum's down 2.77%. SHIB Inu down 0.29%. So not bad. The cryptos aren't doing that bad. overall, they could be doing better, but they certainly aren't just crashing, right? Which is what some people were thinking they might do. We did see a pretty big dip a couple of days ago. We bounced down from 65,000, almost 66,000 to 56,000, so about a $10,000 drop in crypto prices from 11.15 to 11.18. So pretty significant, pretty scary for a lot of people holding crypto. But the hope is that they'll be doing decently in the future. And Zach Taylor says, see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. All right, Zach, we'll see you later, man. Have a good one. And Vivi Reddick, I told you that Rivian will go down. I agree, yeah. I think Rivian, that was the frothiest of IPOs. It was frothier than Coinbase, I think. But a lot of people are big fans of Rivian. I think that like they're a cool company, right? They are certainly worth something and a somewhat significant valuation. But when you're looking at the market cap of Rivian, I'm not trying to bash it. I'm just saying it's a very high market cap, which I'll pull up in just a second. I'll pull up the Rivian market cap right here. So 102 billion as it stands right now, and that's when they're trading at 116 bucks per share. So back when they were trading at 170, it was like a $140 billion market cap. And looking at a company like, we can take a peek at Ford. Ford only has an $80 billion market cap, so still lower than Rivian, except they're delivering a ton more vehicles, and they're a much more developed company than Rivian is. So, and Ford even owns some of Rivian. So, it doesn't make too much sense why Rivian's trading at such a high valuation. They certainly have something going for them, but Ford should probably be a little bit more expensive than Rivian at the moment. At least that's what I think, unless there's a lot of it just being attributed to EV hype, right? So we're looking at the Sundial volume. We've already got about 55, 59 potentially million shares traded. So we've already got quite a bit, and we are only an hour and 11 minutes into the trading day. So good stuff. And Luis Salazar, do you think Sundial will be delisted? I don't think it will be delisted. I don't think they would let Sundial get delisted. I think before they let it get delisted, they would do a reverse stock split. They would, take every 2 shares of Sundial and combine them into one and double the price before they let it get delisted. I think that's what would be more likely to happen. So, Shane Gold. Isn't Sundial another example that none of us has any idea how to predict stock price movement? Some will get lucky, some won't, but everyone is just pulling the slot machine lever. Potentially, yeah. Potentially, yes. I think that, in the short term, stocks can definitely get manipulated. I think, though, that over the long term, if you see a company that has as much cash on their balance sheet as Sundial that just became profitable, that's doing share buybacks, over the long term, I think it's safe to say you can make long-term speculations that will pay off. In the short term, though, stocks can definitely get manipulated. We know. We've seen it happen a lot. Sundial obviously has a ton of shares short, and a bunch of powerful players want to push it down 100%. They definitely want Sundial moving down. And, sometimes the fundamentals can't work against that, right? If there are a bunch of powerful players and they're trying to push something down, definitely. Random stuff can happen that probably shouldn't happen to a stock. So, for sure, over the short term, it's very tough to say. It's not necessarily always a slot machine. You could potentially look at support and resistance and take even Sundial, for example, right? Maybe you would have looked at a buck as a strong psychological level, and that is actually where it bounced off of. So if you started shorting when it got very close to a buck, even in the pre-market on this day, you could have potentially made some money just off the potential bounce to the downside even. And we'll see what happens with Sundial in the future. Hopefully they will move back up above their 70-cent support over the course of either today or tomorrow. Harun Sam, when do you think we are passing $1, Rob? Hopefully soon. I think that once they really start their share buyback and really start getting some positive momentum, it's tough to say when exactly that will happen. Obviously, we'll have to end this downtrend first. It's really tough to just stick a specific date on it, but I could see that happening anytime in the next 30, 40, 60 days. I think before February, right? I think before February, they'll be hitting a buck because that is when their delisting is. So unless they get an extension, I think that sometime before February, they'll be hitting a buck. And Abstract says 70 cents is my average cost for Sundial. Nice. Oh, okay, well, you're only down a cent, it looks like, at the moment. So not bad. And we're at 69.3 cents right now. It looks like we're getting some big green bars right now. This is certainly good for Sundial. I'm happy about that. I'm not super worried about Sundial, right? I've been holding it for a long time. I bought in at 19 cents around here. So I bought in around here when it was 19 cents, and we've been through quite the ride since, right? I was buying in around here for 19. So I'm not too worried about Sundial. That was my first buy, and Sundial to $2 by Christmas, says Randy the Ape. I don't know. $2 would be tough to get to, with all these shorts in it. If we can squeeze the shorts out, then potentially, right? If shorts get squeezed out, but the shorts have been building up their position for a long time in Sundial. They didn't just do it when it was below $1. So we can actually take a peek at that on Ortex and see when shorts were really starting to enter into Sundial big. I'll show you guys. So shorts really started to ramp up their position when Sundial was around $1.60 is when they really started ramping up, and they continued moving it up, throughout the course of Sundial over the past couple of months. It's been moving up. So there are a lot of shorts in at a lot of different prices. Some of the shorts are surely in, around 70 cents or whatnot. But a lot of them are in at higher prices. So Enrico asks, why do you think that some institutions want Sundial down? Because a lot of institutions are shorting Sundial. If you look at the Ortex right here, 330 million shares are short. That means they will make money if Sundial goes down, right? So 330 million shares likely held by institutions. I don't know if any retailers are shorting Sundial. I mean, I'm sure a couple are, but probably very few. So these could be very profitable for institutions if Sundial moves down. So that's why they want Sundial moving down in price. Yeah, and Abstract says the only way Sundial sees $2 is a reverse split, at least in the short term. I pretty much agree with that. I think it would be very tough, just because the prices at which shorts were shorting are not quite low enough to really get us squeezing unless we get very high on Sundial, right? We need to get pretty high before a lot of those shorts are getting squeezed out. And as it stands, it looks like the shorts, unfortunately, have a lot of power. Hopefully, they don't have enough to keep us below 70 cents today. It looks like we are coming back up, trying to test 70 cents, see if we can't get back up above. That would be very nice if we could. We'll see what happens with it. We'll see what happens with it. And it looks like we've got 135 viewers and 137 likes. Potentially, if we got 13 more likes, we could get to 150 likes. If we got just 13 more likes. And we'll see if we can do that. So Abstract says, how do you even short a stock? Well, some brokerages just let you do it. I think this brokerage, say if I wanted, let's take a look at Sundial. I think I could potentially short Sundial if I just chose, well, no, I hold shares of Sundial. So Rivian. I believe I could short Rivian right now if I just sold shares of Rivian, right? So if you're asking about the mechanics of how shorting works, I mean, well, in a literal sense, I could short it just by selling shares that I don't have. But how it actually works is when you want to short a stock, you have to borrow the shares from someone else. So someone owns the stock. You borrow their share, and you say, I'll give it back to you later. And then you take that share and you sell it to someone else. Say, let's use Rivian as this example, right? Because let's say I sell Rivian at $115. Well, I then want Rivian to go down in price because I have sold Rivian at $115 and I owe a share of Rivian to somebody else. So if Rivian then goes down to $100, I can buy it back at $100 and give back the share to the person I borrowed it from. So I'll have made $15 on that trade, right? Because Rivian moved down. I sold it at $115 before I bought it at $100 later on. So that's how you short a stock. That's the technical way that it works. And in the meantime, I'd be paying a little bit of interest to the person I borrowed the share from. So that's the ins and outs of shorting a stock. But I think that most brokerages, a lot of them at least, I don't think Robinhood lets you short. Maybe it does, but I think that if I wished, I could. Let me do this with just one. I don't actually want to short a share of Rivian, but let me just see. So yeah, I think I could just sell this, and I'd get a credit of 115. Yeah, so I think that if I chose to, let me pull up the screen right here. So if I wish, you can see right in the bottom right of the screen, that would just allow me to sell the stock, which I don't own any shares of, and I think that would result in a short position right there. So that's how you do it. I'm not going to do it. And Mercenary SWAT, 19 cents. Oh, wow, a legend. Yeah, no, that was a good buy on Sundial. It was right before the elections. And my thought process was that potentially Democrats might be winning, and that would encourage a lot of people to invest in cannabis, which is exactly what happened, right? The Democrats ended up winning, the House, Senate, and executive branch, so the presidency, and they moved up quite a bit. Sundial moved up quite a bit on that news, and I've been holding ever since. So we'll see. I expect Sundial to be doing quite well in the future, but isn't it really risky for them to short right now, given all they're doing? So yeah, it is. It is very risky. It is very risky. So they certainly could. They certainly could get themselves into a pickle. Right now, it looks like they've successfully manipulated the price down. So it is definitely risky, but oh wow, so if you get squeezed, you will owe the money back. Yeah, so when you get squeezed, let's continue this Rivian example. Let's say I sold it at 115 and it ended up shooting up to, $300 per share. Well, I still owe someone a share of Rivian. And maybe my account doesn't have that much extra money in it, right? Maybe it doesn't even have, maybe it only has like $600 in the account. My broker might margin call me and say, hey, you have a negative $200 profit on Rivian. You've got to close your position out because it could eat up your account if it keeps moving up. So they might tell me I have to close the position, and then I have to buy Rivian back at, say, $300 if it pumps up to there. Even though I sold it at 115, I then have to buy it at 300. So yeah, that's how the squeezes work, because you owe the shares back, and then that's how shorting. Why shorting is pretty risky, because you could potentially, if it goes to $1,000 per share, you could lose supposedly an infinite amount of money. Eventually, you get margin called out. But if the stock really runs up huge and people aren't willing to sell the shares back to you, then yeah, that could be a risky situation. So where are these institutions finding shares of Sundial to short? None of the major brokerages have any shares to short. Yeah, so on Ortex, it looks like Sundial is sitting at a 98.23% utilization rate. So if all the available shares that Ortex knows of that can be loaned out and shorted, 98% of them have been already. So most of the available shares, it looks like there's still a couple of places left that institutions are crawling to find some more shares to short. And that's what's going on. I don't know which brokerages exactly they're finding them at, but I don't think Ortex reports on that. But I will also say that, potentially sometimes institutions do things that might be a little less than legal. They might be naked shorting shares, which is when you don't even borrow it from someone. You just sell the shares. And when there's a higher share count that's short than there are shares available, that's what naked shorting is. So bad stuff. But it could be that's the case. I hope not, though. So auto codes. Broker liquidated part of my position because I didn't have enough cash to pay fees. Jeez. Yeah, that sucks, man. I'm sorry about that. And if it's risky, why would they continue to short and not close their positions? It's risky, but they do it a lot. They do it with a lot of stocks, and just because it's risky, I mean, that's the whole thing with GME and AMC that went on. They got hurt these times because people realized that they were really heavily shorting these stocks and pushing them down. We can take a peek over the past, 3 years. So these stocks had been moving down pretty big. A lot of institutions were pushing them. They were trading. GameStop at least was around 15. It was just getting shorted and pushed down. It was around $2 when people really realized that it was very heavily shorted, and a ton of people bought up the shares and moved it all the way up to 483. Now it's sitting around 240. So it sometimes it doesn't work for them, but a lot of the time they can just push down companies so much that they end up making money on it, right? So it looks like that's what they're doing with Sundial right now. I mean, they have too many shares short right now to easily exit, right? They couldn't all exit at once. Otherwise, Sundial's price would skyrocket and they'd be down on a bunch of money. So they've kind of gotten themselves into a position where they've almost got to fight to push Sundial down. So it's risky, but they do it with a lot of companies, and they make money a decent amount of the time too, because they're big players, and they've got a lot of money to push a stock down with by shorting it. So Silver says congressional Dems told state Dems to change MJ laws before end of December. This was back in July and August. Wow. And Artus, how do you check how many shares are already owned or owned or owed on a stock? Is that, what are you asking, artists? How many shares you own? It should probably show you in a brokerage account somewhere. It should say, depends on the one you're using, but it should say like shares held or position, something like that. And Cal Knows says, cannabis stocks are down across the board today. Not worried about Sundial. Yeah, I'm not super worried about Sundial. It looks like TLRY as well is down. So I'm not too worried about Sundial. And Abstract Artemis, is it smart for a retail investor to short stocks? I tend to not think so because, this is just my opinion, but I really don't like the potential for unlimited losses. Like, say, looking at Rivian. If I shorted Rivian and for whatever reason, it then pumped up to, $200 or $300, I'd be down more than 100%. It seems pretty risky to do, in my opinion, right? If you're really good at it and you want to learn a lot about it, then I guess you can go ahead. It's still pretty risky because there's the potential for unlimited losses, but I really don't like that. I'd much prefer going long on a stock where there's the potential for unlimited gains, right? Because with shorting, you can only make a gain of 100%. You can only double your money, and that's if the stock goes to zero because you're putting in, say you're shorting Rivian at 113 right here. Well, the most money you can make, the most you can hope for is if Rivian goes to zero, and that's almost certainly not going to happen, right? It's certainly not going to zero. Sometimes companies do go bankrupt and you end up making that 100% profit, but if you say bought Rivian, it could go to 500 and you could 5x your money, but there's no such thing when shorting a stock, right? Because you're selling it at 113, the best you can do is hope to buy it back at zero. So I tend to not. So how do you go long? Just buy and hold. That's how you go long. Yep, you're long when you buy and hold, and you're short when you sell without owning the shares. So, yep. And artists owned by investors or institutions. How many are utilized? So you can see. I'll pull this up actually. So the shares that are short, you can see at least right here, you can see there's 333 million shares short. So those have all been borrowed to be short, unless they were naked shorting, which I don't believe they have been. And you can see the change on the borrowed shares today, borrowed change, 12.15 million right there. And the borrowed change is, borrowed change, the change in borrowing daily, borrowed shares minus return shares. There we go. So 12 million change on borrowed shares. And Shane Gold, Sundial is really letting us down by not making the repurchases right now. I agree. I would like to see them doing that. We'll see at what point they decide to start buying it back, but we'll see. Hopefully soon. And do you think it's a good strategy for Sundial to announce its reshare? The SP would go down a bit because of the sentiment around RS, then do a buyback. You think that's what they might do? The RS. Announce reverse split. Yeah, maybe. I don't know if they want to do that. I don't know if they want to do a reverse split. I think that really defeats a lot of the faith that people have in a stock. If you do a reverse split, I think people get a little bit bearish on a company. I mean, it might, that might not be a bad idea, but I mean, maybe they will. That would kind of be screwing us out, right? The investors in Sundial. I would hope they wouldn't do that, but it's possible. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. So, let's see. Abstract says, "Cool man, thank you so much for the info. It's hard to research shorts and longs for me." Yeah, no, it's tough. Unfortunately, stock market info is tough to come by. A lot of the times, stuff isn't too clear. It's a little bit murky. A lot of stuff. Even though we've got the internet and all that, it's still kind of tough to find really specific information on exactly what we're looking for with a lot of topics. So, I've been researching stocks for a long time, so now I've got some built up in my head. But even when I'm looking into new stuff, it's still tough to find information sometimes. So, looking at the time, it's 10:58, guys. It is almost 11, which is when we're planning on ending this thing. So, thank you guys for joining us. Hopefully, you'll come back to the next live stream. We've got 136 people. Probably a lot of you guys are the same crowd. So if you have not yet done it, feel free to hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, and maybe even hit post notifications so you'll be alerted to the next live stream. We do these every day that the markets are open. We're going to miss this Friday, though. We're going to miss this Friday because I will be out of town for Thanksgiving. So hopefully you guys won't be too disappointed in that. But hopefully you guys have had a great weekend and we're off to a great week, even though a lot of stocks are red. That is unfortunate, but we're hopefully going to be doing a little bit better the rest of the week leading into Thanksgiving. Maybe people will be doing some shopping for stocks over the course of the next couple of days. That's the hope. But anyways, guys, I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.